It's good to be here.
Congressman, you can't make it up. Repealing Obamacare while the president is in office, I mean, what's going on here?
Well, he's talking to his base, Al. There's just no question. Either that, he is truly, as you say, delusional. It makes no sense at all. You've got to remember, this guy thought that it was a good idea to shut the government down. You saw how that turned out. Well, this is the same way. If you were to repeal the Obama law, all the people that would lose the benefits they already have would be angrier than hell. It would be wild if you took away health care from all the people under 26 and all the people with pre-existing conditions and all these things that people have gained. So there is no way this is going to be repealed. But he wants his people to believe that he's out there fighting for something that he's created in his own mind. It is not what the American people want.
You know, Joan, Ted Cruz wasn't the only one attacking the health care law. You had the big conservative conference over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
We need to repeal every single word of Obamacare.
The president also has transformed our health care system into a plus-size bureaucracy.
Then you can actually end Obamacare, which is a total catastrophe.
Take Obamacare. The way the president tells it, okay, don't take Obamacare, but just work with me, okay?
I do not like this, Uncle Sam. I do not like his health care scam. I do not like...
Now, Joan, I get it. This plays well to the base.
Right.
But how long can they ignore how much good this law is doing for a lot of American people?
Forever, forever, for now. They are going to ignore it as long as they're in office. There are no consequences for them to do so. You know, Ted Cruz is now obsessed with repealing every word. He shut down the government, as Congressman McDermott says. To do that, it didn't succeed. It brought the Republican Party to historic lows in the polls, but he's still telling the base that it can be done. It's ridiculous. I mean, another thing that happened last week, the Wall Street Journal, of all places, reported that the small rise in personal income and in consumer spending, the economy's growing, right? It's attributable to people having more money in their pockets because of the Affordable Care Act. So it's helping the economy. It's bringing down the rate of uninsured people. It's doing all these positive things, and that's why they're desperate to stop it, but they can't.
But, Congressman, if you look at the politics of it, the American people don't want to repeal the law. I mean, the most recent NBC poll found 54% of Americans want to fix the health care law, 17% want to keep it as is, and 28% want to repeal it. So 70% of Americans want to fix the law or keep it as it is. I mean, what does that say to you?
Well, it says to me that the next candidate for president is not going to be Ted Cruz on the Republican side, and certainly the winner isn't. It's going to be somebody who uses Obamacare as a launching pad. By the time we get to 2016, it is going to be in place and functioning very efficiently. Right now, we're going through some bumps, but it's all going to be ironed out in the next 3 years in spite of these guys' efforts to destroy it. I think they have politically totally misread the American people. They've totally misread the situation. Americans are worried about health care and what happens if they get sick, because it has been the #1 cause of bankruptcy, for people's disaster. So people want to have some protection from that. It's like living in some places in this country without flood insurance. Every American lives without health insurance, knows they can be wiped out at any moment. They don't want that.
You know, Joan, when you look at tough races, like in Louisiana, Senator Mary Landrieu, who's a Democrat,
right.
She's in a tough re-election fight, and she started a petition on her website calling on Governor Jindal to accept the Medicaid expansion, saying close the Jindal gap. Now, because the governor has refused the Medicaid expansion, more than 240,000 Louisiana residents are left without insurance. Are we seeing a shift of Democrats going on the offensive here, Joan?
Yeah, I think we are, and I'd like to see it from more Democrats. I hope Wendy Davis makes this a big issue in Texas, which has a tragically high uninsurance rate, and Rick Perry doesn't care about it and turned down that money. I think that this can work in red states, it can work in purple states. People know that Medicaid expansion is a good idea, Rev, and that they're leaving money on the table. You know, some states are taking it, some Republican governors are taking it, and others are using ideology against their own people, and they're hurting their economy. The Medicaid expansion is, again, hugely stimulative for the rest of the economy. It's money spent in communities as well as money spent to keep people healthier or get them healthy. You know, two good things, but those things are synergistic, and smart governors are saying yes. I think there's going to be a lot more pressure on red state governors to take this money.
Congressman Jim McDermott and Joan Walsh, thank you both for your time. I'm going to have to leave it there tonight.
All right, we'll be back.
Still ahead.